Right, moving on to my favorite part of the podcast. Our producer Aidan Hewitt unpacks social media and asks Kurt and myself an opinion, I would say. Aidan.
Kurt, Sean, welcome back to Seeking the Socials. It's not an opinion this week, spoiler alert, but we'll get to that. For those of you who don't know what Seeking the Socials is, it is a segment where I scour social media to find the most interesting, topical, and controversial opinions or questions relating to football that I've managed to find over the last week. Some weeks I inform the lads of a topic, and other times I get the gents to pick a topic by choosing a social media platform. As we are heading into yet another international break, I thought we could have some fun with this one. It is a hypothetical question, which I found on Twitter, or as Sean corrected me last week, X. So yeah, if you guys are ready, I'm happy to kick things off. If you could manage a five-a-side team and you had the power to bring in any 5 players, past or present, who would they be and why? If you guys would like, we can do 5 outfield players and 1 goalie, or 4 outfield and 1 keeper. The call is yours.
Cool. We've got to do a keeper, I guess.
No, we've got to put in a goalkeeper in sort of a show of respect to Sean Roberts.
Thank you. Or just world football, I guess. So yeah, that's a biggie, hey. I mean, okay, Buffon.
Why?
I just think I started studying him far too late in my career, actually, to be honest. And when I started studying him, my game fundamentally changed. So it's a very selfish decision. There's possibly better keepers out there, or like a Dino Zoff, or possibly a Schmeichel, a Peter Shilton. But I think for me, Buffon was just absolutely next level, and I wish I studied him because his game suited me, you know. So a bit of a selfish one there, but Kurt, maybe there's a different opinion from your side in the goalkeeping.
I would go Manuel Neuer.
Wow. Strictly a five-a-side decision because the way he saves?
Five-a-side because he's a great shot stopper, but he can also play with the ball at his feet.
Yeah.
I think that I know that there's been a history of sweeper keepers, so I'm not claiming by any means that he sort of invented the position. But I think when I think back on the last maybe 10, 15 years, I can't think of a better goalkeeper than Manuel Neuer. I think he was so good, and I know that he is still going. I think he's back in the Bayern squad now, actually. He's just recovered from an injury. But I think he was so good. So much personality, so much bravery, an incredible shot stopper. Whether that's a shot coming from outside the box or from the penalty spot or from, a meter out, he's just got great reflexes. But then also just plays outside of his box. A traditional, proper sweeper keeper. I love him. Yeah, I love Manuel Neuer. I wish that I could have seen more of him. He plays in the Bundesliga, which obviously doesn't air here. But in big moments in Champions League games for Germany, I thought he was just incredible. So probably my personal favorite goalkeeper of the last, like I said, 10, 15 years.
I think I tend to agree in terms of a five-a-side team, right?
That's it, right? Yeah. So I'm picking him for the team, Sean.
Sorry, bro.
Is Buffon going to be able to play with the ball?
Because his background, I don't know if you know, is he comes from a handball background. And I didn't know that actually. So if you see how he spreads his body, that's exactly how goalkeepers do it in handball, and I'm sure five-a-side football.
Well, so that's why I've got him down for that exact reason. And look how strong his hands are.
Yeah, no, he's a beast. Good decision, guys.
Thank you.
I was wrong. You were right. Defensively, how are we going to do this? Are we going to do like a 1-2-2 or what?
I'm going to have one defender.
One defender,
yeah.
Okay. Who will you go for? John Terry?
This is a difficult one. I mean, that wouldn't be a bad shout, of course.
As much as I can't stand him, he was absolutely phenomenal, wasn't he?
He was incredible. So I mean, so was Rio Ferdinand with a ball as well, defensively. I mean, Van Dijk is also incredible. I know that he had like maybe 2 years where he was the best defender in the world. but he was so good when he was that good.
Yeah.
And I think that he's still there. Liverpool just haven't been as dominant as they were during that time.
Sure.
Or at least as competitive with Manchester City, because
Yes.
I think they only won one Premier League. But I think that he changed Liverpool's fortunes after he joined them in 2018.
Yeah.
I think that he was the catalyst for everything good at Liverpool. And I think that he ultimately got them over the line when it was in the Champions League, in the Premier League. Yeah, I think Van Dijk's incredible. I'd probably go with him. He's a personal favorite. He's excellent with the ball at his feet too.
Yeah.
He's tall, but he's fast. I think that he's an all-round. He's a very complete centre back. So yeah, I would go with Van Dijk.
Okay. Goody. Are we going to go one midfielder, two strikers? Or two midfielders, one striker?
I think two midfielders and a striker.
Okay. Xavi?
Okay, fair enough. I would go with Iniesta, but there's no real.
I was going to go like Xavi.
Yeah.
They're basically the same person, so that's fine.
So we said two midfielders and a striker. Okay. Yeah. I would go with. Personally, I would go Iniesta, but Xavi's an excellent pick. You can't really separate the two. But
Should we go with both then?
I guess we could, but no. But so this is what I would do. So I would have Neuer, Van Dijk. I would have Iniesta, and then I would have Messi next to him, because Messi can play in a deeper sort of just roam.
Sure. And then Pele up front.
Yeah, because I watched a lot of Pele. I don't know. Striker. I mean, that's a difficult one. You know, it would be quite, I reckon, a nightmare to play against in a five-a-side is Luis Suarez.
Oh my God.
Because he can just get through any little gap.
He'll just eat you. Yeah. I mean...
And that. He might bite you, yeah.
You think, but you got to, like seriously, like a Maradona, if you think about it.
Yeah.
Low sense of gravity.
You would probably go with Maradona and Messi then, right? In the same team, because they're both just probably two of the greatest footballers of all time. So why wouldn't you just have them in there? Instead of like an out-and-out striker, because they can both finish.
Yeah.
I don't know, Sean. I don't. If you disagree with me.
No, bro. You're the expert on the international stuff, and I like it.
Are we not giving Ronaldo a look in? Cristiano?
Yeah, I mean, Johan Cruyff. I don't know. Jeez.
There's so many. It's so difficult. Neymar is the sort of epitome of a fives player.
Yes.
With the skills and tricks and flicks.
Yes.
No, it's a good question, Aiden. It's a good question. But I would look to have footballers in there. More footballers than sort of natural finishers or anything like that. So I would have Iniesta, Messi, and Maradona.
Agreed.
And then Van Dijk. But it's debatable, I guess.
Aiden, your side? Happy with that?
Yeah, some interesting picks. I echo some of them. In goal, I would have Neuer, just purely based on his ability to get low down extremely quickly. The fives goal isn't massive, so you don't need to be standing upright at all times. Defender, I've gone for Vidic.
Okay.
The reason being is because he was a total nutcase, and like
you just want a bit of drama, really.
Yeah, a bit of excitement and aggression. No, he's incredibly frightening to play against. Like he would be the guy that would run 20 meters and dive headfirst into your feet to get the ball. Like, I'm not saying he would do that on a fives pitch, but the pure aggression and the confidence at the back.
But he might. You're not saying that he wouldn't either. Might. You know what I mean? Could happen.
He may
no one's ruling it out.
And then get a red card, But hey, who's even counting?
Yeah.
Midfield, I have gone for Iniesta. Xavi, Iniesta, same guy. Purely based on their ability to thread the ball through the eye. My second choice would be Pirlo for that reason as well. I also like the fact that Pirlo and Iniesta, yes, they were very attacking at times, but they were also pretty good at helping out in defense. So if we're playing against, Sean Roberts up front, they could always drop back down a bit and help out.
Gotcha.
And then...
Huge compliment to you, Sean. You need Pirlo and Iniesta.
And up front, this may be a slight rogue pick, but I've gone for Wayne Rooney, right?
That's a great pick, yeah.
He doesn't eat people like Suarez, so that's always a plus. But also, like, he
does eat though.
Yeah. No, he's not looking too great at the moment.
Yeah.
He was just very aggressive. I mean, I played five-a-side once upon a time in my life, and the teams that would always beat us were
Did you though?
I did, Sean, actually, and I was goalkeeper because I do not enjoy cardiovascular activity. So I thought, let me not run, let me just plonk, you know.
Sure.
Yeah, Rooney for me, greatest striker of all time in the Premier League at the least, but his aggression was fantastic, and his runs, and he was also a midfielder at times. Like, he would drop back too. So some rogue picks. I tend to do that often.
The thing is, there's so many players to select from.
Well,
you can
that's
only
the thing.
choose 5. So I don't think any of those are necessarily rogue. I just think that for me, you want players, if you're playing 5s, ideally you want players who just don't lose the ball. And I think Maradona, Messi, Iniesta, at times you could just never get the ball off them. They never lost the ball. I mean, especially Iniesta. Messi would, I mean, in his 30s now, he's probably not as good a dribbler as he once was, but at his pomp also just never gave the ball away. You could not get it off him. You could worm through any gap, hole. Iniesta's exactly the same. And also, you don't need height in 5s. None of those guys are tall, but you don't need height because you aren't putting crosses in. So you need ball players, Oaks, with very good close control, great first
You're right.
touches.
Van Dijk's not tall. You're right.
No, but he's tall, but he's also a very good footballer.
He's a great footballer.
I can't really think of a centre back who isn't beyond the average height. You know what I mean?
Sure.
Like maybe Cannavaro, but
Yeah.
you know.
Yeah.
He had a good World Cup in 2006 and won the Ballon d'Or.
Yeah, that's it. Aiden, are you happy?
I'm happy, Sean. Kurt, thank you so much. We will see you again next week.
Excellent.
Thank you, Aiden.